Hi everybody, Lori here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a couple of love themed projects to share with you using some of the new products from the recent To Love release with Simon Says Stamp, starting with this 6x6 clear Harlequin heart stamp. It's a bold one, and then the Circle Sentiment stamp set as well as the Circle Sentiment dies. So we're going to start with the Harlequin heart. It's a 6x6 clear stamp. I'm going to stamp a background. Going to do tone on tone. I love to do a tone on tone. When a background is very, very busy and patterned, tone on tone is my fave way. And so I'm loading this in the large Misty. And since it's brand new and I haven't used it yet, I like to prep it because some of these hearts are solid. So I use a stamp eraser and I just run it over. You could also just use a regular eraser, and then I clean it well with a stamp chamois. And for my card, I'm going to do a card base made out of buttercream cardstock. This buttercream cardstock is my absolute fave by Simon Says Stamp, and I scored it 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card, creasing that crease with my Teflon bone folder. So I'm going to put this at 5 inches on my Misty. I don't know if you can see, but down there I've got it right at 5 inches. That way if I have to restamp, I know I can put it at 5, because I didn't want to put it right in the corner because I want to make sure that that Harlequin heart pattern gets evenly distributed. Okay, so I'm inking this up with buttercream ink, stamping it on buttercream cardstock, and that's what's going to give you the tone on tone. I had to move my magnet there, that was in the way, but and then I just use my sleeve, the professional way to get even pressure. Look at that. It's like you get that bold pattern, but it's very subtle with the tone on tone. Now moving on to the Circle Sentiments, I'm going to spell out love you. But you know, love is 4 letters and you is 3, and I wanted to make it even, 3 and 3. So I saw Callie Person did this on the card, and I thought it was brilliant to do love with LUV, and then you have the YOU. So then you have the 3 and 3, and it's all nifty. Okay, so I have some little scraps of solid color cardstock. I believe this solid color cardstock is mostly Concord 9th. I'll have all the supplies that I'm using in the video linked in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. So 3 shades of pink for the LUV, and I pulled out this little Hero Arts compact cutter. I'll show you why in a minute. First of all, it's compact. I always have it handy right on my left side. I got a little Rascog cart, and I always keep the Hero Arts compact cutter there. It's great to use for small things, but here's the other thing. Here's a pre-one I cut with the Y, and you can see that the Y, it pressed too hard, and I don't know if you ever went to die cut something and it presses too hard and makes indentations that you don't want. Okay, so the Hero Arts compact cutter gives the perfect amount of pressure to where you don't get those indentations. For certain dies, it just kind of depends on what you're cutting. I'll show you again here when I die cut the Y so you can really compare the Y to the Y. So here's the Y with the compact cutter, and here's the Y cut with the Anna Griffin Impress. And I love that the one with the Hero Arts is smoother. It's just kind of a personal preference. Sometimes I don't like those die marks, but here we have the 3 shades of kind of peachy Concord 9th. And I also have the little positive love you. You got the positive and the negative. Don't worry, I'm making 2 cards. We're killing 2 lovebirds with 1 stone. That sounds violent, but okay. Gonna stamp a little sub-sentiment from the Circle Sentiments. That little scripty so much. Stamping it with VersaFine Onyx Black ink right onto this buttercream patterned card base. And then once I get the lay of the land, how I want these little circle letters to be, I'm gonna take some Post-it tape, hold them down. That way I can flip it over and add a little foam tape. You could also just glue these down and make this card very flat, easy to mail, but I wanted just a smidge of dimension. Gonna pop this up so that I can do it all in one shebang by holding that Post-it tape, center it, and it's so easy. Look at that. Love you so much. Moving on to the little extras. Gonna make a simple little extra card. This is like a bonus. So I use my grid mat all the time to kind of space things and doodads like that. And I like to use my little Place and Pierce wand by Simon Says Stamp. Okay, here's the 3 things that never leave my craft desk. My bone folder, my Place and Pierce wand, and my Place and Score. Or whatever, the 2 wands that Simon Says Stamp has, they never leave my desk because I use them. I use them always. Here's another new stamp, the Outline Hearts. And I'm going to do just a little bit. I trimmed a little panel of buttercream cardstock, 2 3/4 wide by 4 inches high. And it's just a small little panel of buttercream, stamping the outline hearts with buttercream ink onto the little buttercream panel. And again, I placed that panel right at 5 inches so that I could see, you know, in case I need to stamp it again, which you can see the pattern here, but it's very, very subtle. And I thought I'm going to stamp it one more time. So I lined that back up at 5 inches, ink it up with buttercream cardstock again, stamp the outline hearts, and that gives it just a little oomph. Or as I like to sing, stamp it twice to make it nice. So there you have the cute little outline hearts, tone on tone. And then I'm going to add that little sub sentiment with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink from the outline hearts stamp set. Little bit of foam tape. I used the Big Momma foam tape roll by Simon Says Stamp. It's a very thin foam tape, which I love because it gives you just a thin little tinch. Is that a word? Tinch? Titch? Of dimension. So what do you think? Which one do you like better? I don't know. I really like them both. But I love that thick white border. But I love those circle sentiments. I don't know. Tell me which one you love. Speaking of love, sending you lots of love in this new year, 2025. These would be great for Valentine's Day. Certainly wonderful for any time of the year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at SimonsSaysStamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.